Welcome back to my next video. Today we are here with Kim, who is new to living in as a nomad. How long have you been doing it now?
So 7 months. I think I'm going on my 7th month or 8th month.
Good. And you're in a Class C.
I'm in a Class C.
And what we were going to talk to you about today is your membership in Thousand Trails.
Yes.
Now, you probably have heard about Thousand Trails, and sometimes people hear bad things about them too. And we're going to give you the lowdown, the ins and the outs, the positives and the negatives. But you have a membership, and you're very happy with it.
I am. I say all the time, even with some of the frustrations and the hiccups, that there's no way I could be out here without it.
So it's not for everyone, and we're not saying it's for everyone. Probably many of you are just saying, oh no, I wouldn't even consider it. But maybe you have misinformation about it. So we're going to try and give you the lowdown and the whole story. So let's just start with the real basics. What exactly is Thousand Trails?
So Thousand Trails is a membership campground. So you pay for a membership. They've got campgrounds all over the West Coast, the East Coast, and a little bit in the middle in Texas. And so I think there's like 80 campgrounds across the United States and 22 states. And basically it's they're all different shapes and sizes, but for the most part they're a campground, and some are more like parking lots, some are more like rural campgrounds, like remote ones with lots of trees and stuff. But 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have power, you're gonna have water, sometimes you have sewer, sometimes you have a dump site, a laundry, sometimes a country store, sometimes when it's season they'll have activities.
So how long can you stay at a campground?
So all the different memberships they're all different, but the gist of it is, I'll give you the zone pass because that's what I have. So with the zone pass, I can stay up to 2 weeks at a single park, and then I have to stay outside of the Thousand Trail system for 7 days. So I can go to another RV park, I could boondock, I could go to a Walmart parking lot, and then I can come back in. If you don't mind being inconvenienced, which I've done a little bit of, I call it the 4-day hop. And I can go park to park to park to park, but I can never stay more than 4 nights. And so when I'm trying to get somewhere, that's a good way to get there and not have to pay any extra money.
Because if you move, I didn't know, why does the 4 to 4 work, and as opposed to 14 days and then 7 out? It just does.
Thousand Trails made it up. I don't know.
So if you're 4 days at this park, 4 days at this park, you could be there 365 days a year.
Yep. As long as you never break that rule. Now, the more expensive memberships, the lifetime memberships, some let you go park to park every 14 days, which is why I'm looking to buy a membership, because that would be much more convenient. They have ones that let you go every 21 days park to park.
Okay,
so
well, let's stick with zone.
Yep.
So someone could, and it's, so is the zone yearly?
You pay yearly, and there's, I think, 5 zones. And generally, if you do a little, scouting around online like I did, you can find coupons. So I was able to get 2 zones. So one zone for me, I'm on the West Coast. So one zone, it was California, Arizona, and Nevada, because that's where I started. Uh-huh. And then the other zone is Washington and Oregon. And I was kind of able to get both zones for the price of one.
With this coupon?
With this coupon, which...
And what was the price?
It was $5.95 regularly, and then with the coupon, I think it backed it out about $150. So 4 and change, something like that.
For 2 zones. That's a lot of states and a lot of campgrounds. But you're still under the rule of 14 at a campground, 7 out, or 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Yep, and I pay nothing to stay at the parks. It's all included, done and done, dump included, water included, electricity included.
So at the minimum, it's you're getting for $500. In your case, you got the coupons. The entire West Coast. All the Pacific Coast states and Arizona and Nevada, $500 for 2/3 of the year.
Yep.
14 days in, 7 days out. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And you're happy with the campgrounds?
I love it. And anytime I get a frustration because I can't get a reservation and get in, or their water main broke, or whatever, I just remember how much I paid for it, and I just shut up. because you can't beat it.
Right. Now, I guess the next question is, why did you want to spend that $500? You could be out here for free. We're boondocking in national forest, or if we were in the desert, you'd be on BLM land. So why was it worth it to you for the $500 as opposed to boondocking?
So the real answer to that question is because I'm a solo woman RVer that has no idea what I'm doing. And I wanted to feel protected and coddled. So I knew that I could always go to a park. I'm going to have a ranger. I'm going to be behind a gate. There's going to be other RVers there. And that has made me feel more comfortable, more safe. There's help. There's camaraderie. Boondocking, which I love boondocking, but I've only ever done it with people I know. The thought of boondocking and being by myself really kind of terrifies me at this point.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, and I mean still going on, I run into problems with the RV and I don't know what the heck to do. And when I'm in 1,000 Trails Park, help is just like two sites over, and people are lovely. They're an extension of our tribe, you know. A little bit different segment, but
It's amazing how helpful RVers all generally
Absolutely.
are.
absolutely.
If you have a problem, they'll bend over backwards to help you. There is a family tribal feel to it.
Absolutely.
RVers or boondockers or van dwellers, they all have that. Yeah.
And it's so inexpensive that if I want to transition and boondock more, I still have it in my back pocket.
Right. Well,
And
you're
then
still
I have showers and laundries and all that, dump stations and all that done and done.
right. Well, you're still with the zone pass. You're still out a week on 2 weeks, so
Right.
you're still either, like you said, Walmart or. And do you feel comfortable in a Walmart parking lot? No. Well, it takes time, and don't feel bad about that. No, that's perfectly okay.
I generally look for the cheapest either RV park or cheapest campground. Those are sort of my two go-tos.
Yeah. And folks, that's why I'm doing this video, so you'll know not to feel bad if you aren't comfortable in an RV park. That's perfectly fine, and this happens to be a pretty reasonable way to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned the membership pass, and that would be a step up where you don't have to be out of the system for 7 days.
Right, if I get a lifetime membership.
Lifetime
Yeah,
membership.
and they sell them used, and you just have to do your due diligence. So it's a little time consuming, but I bought a used Class C RV, so I'm used to doing due diligence, looking on Craigslist and all that stuff.
And that's where you would find one, Craigslist?
Mhm.
Okay, and so how does that work? How much does a lifetime membership
So-
cost?
Okay, so I called, and if you get a brand spanking new guy, okay, are you standing? Are you sitting down?
Oh, not quite, but I'm ready.
$6,400.
$6,400. Yeah, that's not affordable.
So, used memberships, which is what I'm looking for, seem to come around. 700 would be like the biggest deal going, but probably more like 12, 15. Then Thousand Trails wants to make some money on reselling these, so they charge about $750 for a transfer fee. And then you always have annual dues. So, and those seem to be about, let's say, $600 a year.
So if I'm adding that all up, you're looking like $2,000 at the best
At the best.
for buying a used membership and the transfer fee.
Right, and then every year you pay $600, and they creep it up like property tax. It creeps up, and
That's the way the world goes today.
depending on, again, because there's all different, but questions I always ask is, can I resell this membership? Because some of them you can, some of them you can't. Can I freeze my yearly dues when I hit, it's either 62 or 65. I think it used to be 62 and they upped it to 65, but there is an age by which you can freeze it.
You don't
Some
pay the
memberships-
yearly pass anymore?
You still pay it, but it stops going up every year.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
So-
still a good thing.
So those are some of the, variables that when I'm doing my due diligence, that's helping me decide whether I pay a little bit more for one or a little bit less for one. If I can resell it, that's helpful. If I can freeze because I have a long time till 65. And if I do this for 30 years and that thing keeps creeping up for 30 years and we started at 600, I don't know whatever that's going to be in 30 years, right?
Right.
So,
So if you find a new one is just out of reach for the most of us.
Yeah.
if you can find a used one, let's say between $2,000 and $2,500.
Yep.
By the time you paid
Yep,
everything.
yep.
What do you get for that money?
Okay, so I'm shooting for 21-day park to park. That's probably going to cost me a little bit more. So on the lower end, it's probably going to be 14-day park to park. So it'd be 14-day park to park,
So I'm in a park for 14 days,
and I can go to another one.
and then so you can spend 365 days a year in the system.
Yeah, but you can't go back to the same park.
They all have
without
to be
7
different.
days. Yeah, well, you incur that 7-day get out of town if you want to go back to the same park.
Okay.
But if you keep moving, so what a lot of people do is there'll be several parks, 2 or 3 parks in an area, and they just bounce, bounce, bounce,
Sure.
bounce, bounce.
Sure.
So what I'm really getting is for the rest of my life, I can go park to park, either 14 days or 21 days, depending on which type of membership I get.
And so then you're probably looking at $3,000 a year. If you're lucky, between $2,000 and $2,500 for a used membership, $500 or $600 for and up and going up
Yep.
for your annual dues or fees or whatever they call it. So $3,000 a year for 365 days a year in a campground.
And I did a spreadsheet because that's what I do. And I was like, if I spend $3,000 and then it's $600 for dues the first year, and then it's this, and I kept dividing by 365. And I mean, really, it very quickly drops to like $4 and change a night, $5 and change a night, and then it gets down to $2 and change a night by like year 7, 8, 9. So, I mean, you can't
Right, because you only pay the $2,000 once. And if you're in the system, you're doing that for 10 years,
Right.
then that really,
So
yes,
that's what I
see
did.
what I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good thinking. So if you average it out, say 5 years, which would be very realistic.
Yeah, it was like $5 or $6 a night.
So if it was $5 a night for 30 nights a week, that's $150 a month. That's pretty cheap RV parks, if you think of it that way. Are you including the $500 or $600 annual
Yes.
fee?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're including. Wow.
Oh yeah.
So if you think of it as a long-term investment
Exactly.
for say 5 years,
Yep.
then it goes down to like $150 a month for the 5 years. Or if you go 10, then it goes down to like $75 a month. But you got to put the cash up front.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
we
one
buy
disadvantage.
solar, we buy our
Yeah.
rigs. I mean,
$2,000 for solar is not hard to do at all.
yeah, you go one-time investment, right?
It's a one-time investment.
So this is $2,000 or $3,000, one-time investment, then 6 every year, and theoretically, I've covered for places to stay.
You know, that's a good way to think about it, because I say spend $2,000 for solar, free electricity for life. Spend $2,000 at 1,000 trails, or 3,000 more realistically.
Yeah, let's be
3,000.
conservative.
Free campsites for life, except for the $500 or $600 every year.
Yeah,
Now that makes it look a lot more appealing.
yeah,
And again, there's probably a lot of people that it wouldn't work for.
yeah. I
But
mean, you are in an RV park, but
Yeah.
you know, and like I said, there's all different shapes and sizes. I tend to like the ones that are more remote. So a lot of times I don't have sewer, but it's like me and 5 other people most of the time. You know?
well, I guess that's a big question. With more and more RVers, are you having any trouble getting into RV Thousand Trail parks?
So this is going to be a skewed answer. I'm new to Thousand Trails. I don't know any different, right? So it is what it is, and sometimes when I can't get in, or you know, I have to wait a few days until something opens or whatever, I don't complain because I couldn't be out here without it. I have friends who have been members much longer than me, and they're doing the comparison. Oh, now there's more people. Oh, you used to be able to. Oh, but you know what? I don't know from that, so I'm not having a frustrating problem because it's not like I was there 10 years ago when things were so different.
Okay, now let me ask you a question that you probably don't know the answer to.
Okay.
Or maybe, hopefully you do. Could I buy if I'm a couple, can I buy a zone pass, she buy a zone pass, and we be covered the whole year for $1,400?
Wow. I
That's
have no idea.
Devious thinking there. Well, I mean, why not?
I mean, it's just by your name.
They probably have your rig. They'll have your rig ID, I would guess, the license plate.
Yeah.
But if
I
there were a
don't
couple
know,
and you each
right?
bought a zone pass, you've covered it, and it's only $1,400 a year.
Yeah.
A little over $100 a month.
But why? You wouldn't need to do that if you were a couple, right? Oh, because you're trying to cover the time out.
Yes, you're covering the 7 days.
Bob, I don't know.
I don't know, but that's something to look into. That's something to look into. And did they have a website? Do you know what it is offhand?
thousandtrails.com.
Kind of hard to figure out. That was maybe you'll be able to remember that.
Right.
thousandtrails.com. Call them up and ask them. If somebody out there, when you see this video, call them up and ask them if we can do that. And maybe you'll find a partner just to save on Thousand Trails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? That's a good reason.
They have work camping couples, who
Yeah.
get together so they can, get jobs that would not be available to singles. So
I've known people who did just that.
Yeah.
So I guess an important question is, what do you really like about it?
So, sort of overlapping with what I said before, is this RVing thing, although so exciting, so wonderful, I can't imagine living any other way, it was definitely terrifying in the beginning, and my terror level is coming down, but I still have a lot of anxiety, and it just it gives me comfort. It quells my anxiety. Even though it might be illusionary, it just feels
The anxiety
safer.
is an illusion.
I
You
know.
really feel it.
I do.
So that's
I
all
do.
that counts.
And so to know I can go somewhere and have power and have help if I need it, it just makes me feel better.
Good,
And then I
good,
could
good.
choose to use it or not,
Right. Okay, and so what do you not like about it? Would you change if you possibly could?
So, I was a little spoiled because I got my membership I started using it in October. And being from Southern California and Vegas, I'm so done with sun and heat. So I was aiming for places that were cold, and so no one was there. So I've been spoiled all winter long. I have been going to beautiful campsites that are open all year, but the weather isn't what everybody wants. So like I said, it was like me and 5 other people. It's been fantastic. And then the summer hit. Oh my God. It's hard because it's everything you don't like about an RV park. It's people and music and dogs and kids and so
The RV parks can be really crowded and unpleasant,
yeah. But the way I look at it is, it's only for the summer.
right?
So I just got to bide my time and and I manage my expectations. I understand it is not going to be as lovely as it was all winter. So, but again, I can't beat the deal. So,
Right? No, it's a good deal for $700 for 2/3 of the year. That's pretty cheap.
yeah.
It really is. Are you on social media that you want to tell people about?
Well, I have a YouTube channel that I keep saying I'm going to get it up and running. So you can go see if I put anything there yet. It's Rometown Girl. That's it, Rometown Girl.
Rometown Girl
.com. Yeah, on YouTube.
Okay. Well, Kim, thank you so much for sharing that with us. There are a lot of people out there that's really going to help. And folks, there's no one way to do this. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. Whatever works for you is the right way to do it. And this is just another weapon in your arsenal to get you out of your house and out there living your best possible life. That's our goal. So you have no regrets.
Mm-mm.
You're living your best possible
Oh
life.
my God, I love this. You've got to go. You've got to do this. There's nothing like it.
Good.
It's just the best.
Yeah, good. So folks, I hope that helps you and gives you another idea, another way of thinking. Maybe it's not for you, but you'll run across someone, it's the perfect answer for them. So if you got anything out of us, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.